right now. This is WLKY News at 11.
The National Weather Service confirms an EF1 tornado hit part of Hardin County last night. This is video from Spears Lane, just west of downtown E-Town. Officials believe this damage was the result of 97-mile-an-hour winds. Luckily, no one was injured, but a home and a barn there are being considered a total loss. And a teen is recovering tonight after being shot in the California neighborhood today. LMPD says the teen was hit multiple times around 4:30 on West Kentucky Street, not far from Victory Park. The governor was hesitant to say he was ending the weekly updates, so for now he's calling it a pause, one he hopes will become permanent. Today, the governor said every metric is moving in the right direction. Cases have dropped for the 7th straight week, and the positivity rate is down to 4.17%. That's the lowest it's been since before the Delta variant arrived in Kentucky.
You're watching WLKY Morning News.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:23, and the countdown is on. The Louisville women's basketball team plays its Sweet 16 matchup against Tennessee this afternoon.
Tip-off is scheduled for 4 o'clock. Our Andrew Chernoff is in Wichita with what the Cards need to do to clinch another W.
Police have arrested a man from Chicago in a double homicide in Louisville yesterday evening. It happened around 7 p.m. in the parking lot of a Speedway gas station on Poplar Level Road near the Watterson Expressway. LMPD says a man and a woman were shot in their car. It is Sunday, March 27th. The time now is coming up on 7:30. Let's check in with meteorologist Suzanne Horgan. Suzanne, it looks nice outside, but doesn't feel that great.
Well, you don't like it in the 20s, guys?
Not at all.
Brisk start to the day.
A new donut shop in Elizabethtown is serving out more than just sweet treats. Whole Lot of Love Donuts has a mission to hire employees with disabilities. Co-owner John Anderson has a son with Down syndrome, and after being involved in his son's community, he noticed that there were not many opportunities for employment. A construction worker is dead after a parking garage collapsed in Boston on Saturday. A portion of the government center garage came down yesterday evening after a concrete slab on the 9th floor collapsed. LMPD is asking parents to secure their guns so they don't end up in the wrong hands. This map here shows 4 shootings involving teenagers and children that happened over the last week in Louisville. Good evening to you. I'm Drew Gardner. We begin tonight with that late breaking news on that Amber Alert. Police say the child was found safe, but the search continues for his father. The man police say killed a woman and wounded a child this afternoon. It all happened around 4 p.m. on Quiet Way in Newburgh, which is just off Poplar Level Road. That's where we find WLKY's Manash Kungwari, who has been following the story all night. Manash, what's the latest update? An Indiana woman is accused of abandoning her nonverbal autistic son. 32-year-old Heather Adkins was arrested yesterday in Georgetown, Kentucky. Police say she left the boy on a dark, dead-end street in the Cincinnati area Thursday before driving off. A 911 caller said the boy was waving down cars on the road. Tonight, the United States and European allies took aim at Russia with new unprecedented sanctions punishing the Kremlin for invading Ukraine. Millions more in U.S. military aid is also on its way. CBS's Charlie D'Agata is in Kyiv with the latest. Time now is coming up on 5:43. Love them or hate them, you can customize your own peeps for Easter this year. You choose the color yellow, pink, or blue.
Then, Drew, it gets even better. You can pick a dip for the bottom half of the chick, so it's dark milk or white chocolate. Finally, you choose a topping: confetti sprinkles, crushed cookie, crushed pretzel, chocolate chips, or toasted coconut. And they are available online at peepsandcompany.com.
What are we thinking, guys?
Not really my cup of tea, but there are some people that love Peeps and some people that love stale Peeps. And
I only know my mother loves Peeps, and she is literally the only person that I know that loves them.
Exactly. There's a reason why they're the last candy left on the shelf after Easter.
Live, local, late breaking. This is WLKY News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Drew Gardner. The body of a missing 4-year-old Shelby County girl has been found. Serenity Ann McKinney's mom, Catherine McKinney, and her mom's boyfriend, Dakota Hill, are now charged in her murder. Serenity was reported missing earlier this month by her extended family because they'd not seen her since December of 2020. On Friday, Serenity's body was found in a wooded area in Bullitt County. WLKY's Manash Kungwari shares how news of this is sitting with the community.
In Bullitt County, Manash Kungwari, WLKY News.
Serenity's mother, Catherine McKinney, and her boyfriend, Dakota Hill, were arrested in Kansas just days after Serenity's extended family reported her missing. According to Shelby County officials, the pair refused to cooperate with the investigation at first. And new tonight, a Hardinsburg police officer running for Breckinridge County Sheriff is charged with DUI. Bruce Anthony confirms to WLKY that he was driving home yesterday when a 911 call came in, and he responded and was then pulled over and arrested in Grayson County. He also tells WLKY he is entering rehab and wanted to apologize to his family and the citizens of Breckinridge County for making a terrible mistake. We've reached out to the Hardinsburg police chief for a comment, but haven't yet heard back. Today, family and friends gathered to remember those who lost their lives to gun violence. Christopher 2X Game Changers hosted the Voices of Survivors Candlelight Vigil at the downtown YMCA. The event was held as a part of Black History Month. 188 candles were lit to represent each person who lost their life to homicide in the metro last year.
Their light was snuffed out by evil means. And this is a way for us to show them that their life matters and that their life is worth being remembered. And this is how we're doing it.
One large candle was also lit to represent the 641 people wounded by gun violence last year. A judge raises the bond for a Louisville man charged in connection with a police chase and shots fired at officers. Dondrick Peavy was arraigned today on attempted murder of a police officer, where the judge set his bond at $75,000 full cash. Peavy is accused of firing 3 or 4 shots at officers who were following his car on Thursday. He was arrested after a 20-minute pursuit when he crashed into another car at 38th and River Park Drive. Peavy reportedly told investigators he thought the officers were someone he had had an ongoing dispute with. 3 passengers in the stolen car were also arrested. Bond was doubled for a homeless man accused of trying to burn down an abandoned church in Old Louisville. Aaron Miller was arraigned this morning on multiple charges, including arson. The former St. Mary of Magdalene Church on Brook Street caught fire Friday morning. Firefighters say when they arrived, Miller was seen running from the back door. According to court documents, Miller told first responders he was going to burn the church down.
Starting a fire inside of a structure and then someone stating that their intent is to kill people. This is why the bond is being increased. We obviously have to be concerned about the safety to our communities.
The judge raised his bond from $25,000 to $50,000 full cash, and he will be placed on house arrest if it's posted. A Louisville man is in jail tonight after an attempted carjacking Friday afternoon in Jeffersonville. Willie Sims is charged with attempted robbery with a deadly weapon and criminal recklessness. According to police, Sims tried stealing a 70-year-old man's car while he sat parked near Clark Memorial Hospital. Around 3 p.m. Friday, police say Sims approached the car and physically removed the man from the vehicle, but Sims was unable to start the car, and that's when police say a fight began. During the scuffle, Sims' gun was fired and he left the scene. Police managed to track down Sims and arrest him about an hour later. He's now being held on a $100,000 bond. COVID cases are in steep decline across the country. The death rate is down slightly as well, though the U.S. is still losing about 2,200 people a day. Lilia Luciano has the latest.
Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Indiana University is making masks optional at all of its campuses, including IU Southeast in New Albany. The university announced starting March 4th, masks will no longer be required in classrooms, residence halls, dining spaces, common areas, or at athletic venues. Masks will still be worn in healthcare and research spaces. Reverend Charles Elliott Jr. has been a light for the King Solomon Baptist Church community for over 60 years. But this month, he was the one being honored. Reverend Elliott and his West Louisville church host a prayer breakfast on the 3rd Saturday of every month. This month being Black History Month, it was a special Saturday for the community as they honored their reverend.
We're honored to have a pastor like Pastor Charles Elliott. We had politicians, we had young people, we had old people, we had children, our youth dancers. We have all people together, and I think that's what's important today.
Oh, no. Reverend Elliott and King Solomon Church invites all people to attend their next prayer breakfast in March.
Well, it was a cold Saturday out there with temperatures, for most of us at least, in the 30s. And right now, temperatures continue to drop into the 20s for some of us. Take a look at those temperatures just north of Louisville and even south. So we're pretty much surrounded by 20s, but all of us will be dropping down into the 20s as we head through the rest of tonight. A cold night in store here. But the big story, high pressure. Look at that big blue H right on top of us, but it's drifting east. As it does that, our winds will shift more out of the south for the second half of the weekend, meaning a nice warm-up for Sunday. But tonight, bundle up, stay warm, but enjoy tomorrow and head out because we are in for a nice warm-up. How warm will it get? I'll have that answer coming up.
Violence increases in Ukraine as the U.S. warns Russia may use that as an excuse to invade. The latest on the tension next. Plus, a 5-year-old with autism unable to speak found wandering alone in Ohio. What police believe his mother did that led them to put out a warrant for her arrest.